It's just because it rhymes. It's not because Juan has little balls.
Nah.
Juan has little balls.
But you know, it's like, it's
Yo sé que tengo café para este video, pero parece como que necesito una Mao. Yo sé, una Mao.
¿Quieres eso?
Yo creo que sí, porque the theme of the video requires it.
¿Qué es un theme de video?
Ah.
En este video.
I need you to react to something because there is a movie that I want to watch with you that just came out and it's a Spanish movie and I have to set you up for it because it has slangs from the 90s that you have never heard before.
Okay. Slang?
Slangs.
I don't even get your slangs now. How am I going to start learning the 90s slang?
Listen, I can't keep up with the new generation. All I get from the new generation is bro.
So you still use the 90s slang?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Okay. Ooh, really?
I think the new kids make fun of us.
We don't use our 90s slang no more. We have to stay updating. Like, I can't walk around saying, oh, that's the bomb.
You know which one you actually adapted really good to? Hasta luego, Mari Carmen. So much.
I love that one.
So much that we ring on somebody's bell and they say, ¿Quién?
Mari Carmen.
It's Mari Carmen for everything. But you have to say, hasta luego, Mari Carmen.
Okay. Hit me.
All right.
Digan lo que digan, los pelos del culo abrigan.
What he say?
Digan lo que digan, los pelos del culo abrigan.
Digan lo que digan?
Yeah.
Isn't digan?
Whatever they say, whatever people say, digan lo que digan, whatever people say, los pelos del culo abrigan.
The hairs of the butt, what? The hairs of the ass?
Cover you, warm you. You know, like abrigo? So the verb abrigar is the action of like keep you warm, like.
So this is about a person having a hairy ass keeping you warm?
Yeah, so whatever people say, the hairs of the butt warm you up.
What does that even
Or keep you warm.
Like I always say.
It doesn't matter what they say, facts are facts. That's what it translates to.
Siempre hay un culo en todo.
Sí, es que nos gustan los culos.
What does it mean? Please. Because
I just told you that whatever people say, facts are facts.
A hairy ass is not a fact.
A hairy ass keeps you warm more than if you don't have hairs in the ass. So facts are facts.
You know, not everybody grows hair in the ass, right?
Yeah, so the lucky ones are warm.
What?
You're thinking too much into this.
I'm not thinking too much into this.
Just,
whatever they say, a hairy ass keeps you warm.
Yeah.
It doesn't connect.
Yes, it does. You know, like when somebody's very hairy and then you said, or, you know, when somebody is like me a little bit into their meats and we said, okay, we keep ourselves warm because you have protection. This is the same thing.
This is not the same thing. He just
It's logic. So facts are facts. Say whatever people say, facts are facts.
And yeah, I said this in the 90s.
Yes.
Do I still say this?
I mean, I haven't used it in a long time, but I wouldn't be surprised if I hear it saying, let's move on to the next one. There's a lot, don't worry.
¿Sigue siendo amigos? De Stevie Wonder.
FX Stevie Wonder?
Yes. So instead of saying efectivamente, effectively,
Yeah.
we'll use Effectively Wonder. And this is something that I should probably have told you before we started watching this video. There is a lot of like English words that we will adapt to like the Spanish words or like famous names of people, like hasta luego Mari Carmen.
Yeah.
We will have some of that with American actors and so on. I don't want to say anything because we're going to see some of those.
Okay.
So Stevie Wonder is effectively. Efectivamente.
Effective Wonder?
Efectivamente, Effectively Wonder.
Effective Wonder. I don't even know how to react to that. I really don't. Like, it's just, to me, that's so off guard for me. Like, in the 90s, like, we don't even have nothing like that. Like, we don't use slang with the names like that, per se. Like, we'll call somebody that person if they have, like, a certain trait of a celebrity or something like that.
You know which one that I used to say a lot, remaining within the names part? ¿De qué estás hablando? Marlon Brandon.
¿Qué la estás hablando?
¿De qué estás hablando?
¿De qué estás
¿De qué
hablando?
estás hablando, Marlon Brandon?
Marlo Brandon? That's what, I'm like, what word is Marlo Brandon? I'm here going through I'm going through the encyclopedia of the Spanish I know. And I'm like, what is that word? I'm like, that sounds familiar. But I don't know what it is. How do you say it again?
¿De qué estás hablando, Marlon Brandon?
So what is that supposed to mean?
It's just rhymes. Like, what the hell are you talking about,
Is
Marlon
it-
Brandon?
Is it because he talks a lot in the movies? He's always doing his little monologues, but
It's just rhymes.
see that's why it doesn't connect. I see you just take a celebrity name that would rhyme with your thing, but for us we have to have a trait of somebody.
That limits you a lot.
That does not limit you. That's what, if they are famous and they have a trait that stands out that they're known for, that's when you tie it to something. You don't just tie it to just make it rhyme.
Let's continue.
Oh my gosh.
Y ya está. Corramos un estúpido velo.
Corremos what?
Corramos un estúpido velo.
What is that supposed to mean? Corramos, like we run?
Like, no, like, let's turn the page. A velo is a veil.
Corramos, veil is a veil, yeah.
So corramos is not correr.
Yeah,
It's to like, like whenever you have the curtain closed and you open it, we say corramos la cortina. Corre la cortina.
Okay, so like just open the curtain.
Open the curtain, yeah. So, corramos un estúpido velo is...
Estúpido, though, is saying open, what is it?
Estúpido.
Oh, estúpido.
Yeah. A ver.
Estúpido.
Corramos un estúpido velo.
Open the stupid veil? What?
Yeah, like move the stupid veil.
And that means turn the page?
Let's turn the page. Let's move on. Let's not waste more time on this.
How?
Like that.
No.
Corramos un estúpido velo.
But it's like, it's like I'm just pushing it to the side. Like I'm like, I don't want to deal with it no more. Like I'm just pushing it to the side.
There you go.
I have to find the logic in these things.
A lot of times it's not about the logic. It's about how sunrise it is. Sunrise is a word?
Sunrise?
Like how it sounds.
How it sounds.
Yeah.
I don't see. First, it's not that it has to have a meaning to it. Like you have to know the meaning. Like it's not an inside joke. So like I was saying with traits with celebrities, we would do something like say if someone was blind or not blind, but like they didn't see something, then we'll call them something like Stevie Wonder because they didn't see it. His trait is that he's blind, even though he's a musician and everything, he's blind. So, or allegedly. But because of that, that's the thing that we do. So if you like are bumping into walls or, you don't see something, or like, let's say that we all know that your girlfriend or boyfriend is cheating on you, but you're just pretending like it doesn't exist. That's a trait that we'll say, all right, you just blind, son. Like you're Stevie right now. That would be the reason.
That's really wrong.
How is that wrong?
Because he is blind.
Yeah, but it's not like it's a hidden thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying.
Listen,
like look at how when I see you open up bags and you like open up like you're a bear or something, I say and dare smash like you're the Hulk because you don't know how to be gentle with
you
me.
have to say this in video.
But I say it than you. But that's what we do. Like we'll call you celebrities' names based on something that you do.
No, for us it's all rhyme. So for example, I will say que no te enteras, Contreras.
Que no contera.
Que no te enteras, Contreras. Enterarse is to understand, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you don't realize it, idiot. Like you don't get it, son. Like that would be the equivalent in English. You don't get it, son. Que no te enteras, Contreras.
So son, like we say son, but son is a bad thing. Like what's up, son? Like that's.
Well, here the equivalent to son would be tronco. But tronco is something that I don't think new kids use it. Yeah, like the trunk of a tree.
But didn't I believe Mario told me tronco is the equivalent of like tío, no?
Yeah, like son.
But that's
tronco.
not that. Son is not like that. Son is not.
No?
Nah. When we say son, we're usually in a bad way, because like we also say there's a way that we say like, oh, we sunned him, or we're sunning you, and it means like we're like pushing you down because I'm dad, you son, so you listen to me. So son is not necessarily like bad.
Well, tronco can be used in like when you're putting somebody down too. Like it could also be like tío, like dude, like whatever. But it also can be like tronco. Like I'm putting you down.
Don't get me wrong. Son has come to be like more acceptable, not necessarily always negative, but it's like whatever, son. Like you're nobody in a sense.
Me estás container.
¿Qué me estás container?
Container.
Container.
From the word container.
Yeah.
Container, because we don't pronounce your weird pronunciations that you have in English that you made up depending on the word.
We made up.
Yeah.
Listen, let's stick with the slang. This ain't a war you want. Okay.
We have somebody on Instagram. She watches our videos on YouTube as well. Her name is Celia, and she sent you a video yesterday that I believe you remember we watched, and it's about the pronunciation in English. And a lot of people have left in the comments, especially when you complain about oír, the pronunciation, the craziness of the pronunciation in English that doesn't make English easy. But this is not that video. The point is, ¿qué me estás container? That comes from container. That comes from, ¿qué me estás contando? Like, what are you telling me? That I can't believe what you're saying,
Like,
basically.
but isn't contar like to answer, like to respond?
No, contando is telling me. Like, contar un cuento, you're telling a story. So, ¿qué me estás container? Comes from, ¿qué me estás container? ¿Qué me estás contando?
So why container?
Because-
Container, sorry.
Because, we started using like English words in a funny way. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's how the word is used in English. Why are you looking at my brain like this?
Because this is almost brain melting stuff right now. This is what this is. There's no logic to it. You just talk about how, oh yeah, we just take some English words and we throw it in there.
Doesn't mean that we use them right. We just use them because, Stevie Wonder.
So what we do in the U.S. is called Spanglish. So what you're doing here is called
Nothing, because the English use
English.
No, because the English use doesn't really make sense to you in English. The Spanglish that you use in the U.S., at least you're using it with purpose.
but the thing is, you are mixing English
This is
words.
artistic.
This is not artistic. This is just the reverse. This is the Uno reverse card to what we do with Spanglish, because we speak mostly English and throw Spanish words in there. You are using more Spanish and throwing English words in there. That is the reverse. This is not que rico. This is just a copy in reversing. This is all you did. You just played the Uno reverse card with language, and you're trying to say it's artistic.
It is artistic. Listen, the most important thing is that when somebody's telling you something that you're like, you can't believe what you're hearing, then you're like, ¿qué me estás contando?
I can't say that.
Yes, I can say it.
¿Qué me estás contando?
Perfecto.
It doesn't feel.
Muy bien.
It doesn't feel. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. See, es que
What happened? Should I shake your brain?
Tienes las palabras qué diferente usar en inglés. Es que cuando pienso hombre, tío, tronco, me gustan las palabras, pero no,
pues,
no tiene Y también.
Pero Mari Carmen sí te gusta.
Mari Carmen es muy
Is
graciosa.
this questionable or
es
not?
muy graciosa.
You can identify with Mari Carmen.
Pero también la palabra hombre. Pero las mujeres usan también hombre.
Como, claro, hombre.
Sí, pero hombre es man.
Yeah, but hombre is like wow
Pero,
sometimes. Like,
sí, no, it's man. It's not wow.
Yes, man.
It doesn't have a definition of wow. It's man. So,
no wow, but like, venga ya.
No. Cuando oigo, cuando oigo una mujer usa hombre a otra mujer,
sí.
En mi cabeza.
Hombre, ¿qué me estás container?
Sí, pero es muy gracioso para mí. I'm like, hombre.
Because you're not using that as calling the person in front of you. It's just an expression. That's why I said it's like wow.
Sí,
not because it means wow, but because it's just an expression that you said, hombre, ya, hombre.
Sí, pero es muy gracioso. Me gusta mucho cuando una mujer dice, hombre. Y en inglés también nos usamos hombre. We say man. And it can be for everything. So we'll be like, man, listen. But we don't say it towards women as often. So it's used more for like, so as a guy, like, man, let me tell you what happened. Or, man.
Man, that was hard.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily say it to women like that. It's very.
I didn't realize.
It's on certain occasions we'll say like we're directed more towards us. So if I was saying something to like you asked me, oh, how was the party last night? I'm like, man, you missed it. Like you should have been there. But it's very rare that we do that. We would just be like, girl, you missed it. Like, we just keep that kind of dynamic. We don't say man to them.
I want you to understand something. Our level of like including characters or people from the US or words, American words or English words into our sayings like this is because it was part of the evolution of like the momentum of like, you know, being fresh and like being, you know
And
what I mean? In the 90s.
this is all in the 90s, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, for example, we have a sentence, a slang that says, te lo juro
Te lo juro.
por Snoopy. Snoopy, the dog,
Yes,
the
I
character.
know.
But that sentence before that, and I have, you know, my mother have always said, I always have said, te lo juro por Arturo.
Te lo juro
Por Arturo.
por Arturo. ¿Quién era Arturo? Yo sé un nombre.
Because it rhymes with juro. Jurar is to swear. Te lo juro por Arturo. And if you have the longer version, is te lo juro por Arturo, que 5 pesetas es un duro. Pesetas used to be the currency here in Spain. So we used to call 5 pesetas un duro. So because it rhymes and also because it's true, we will say te lo juro por Arturo, que 5 pesetas es un duro.
And what does that even mean?
I swear to you for Arturo that 5 pesetas is one duro. But the evolution is that then we move into te lo juro por Snoopy.
Well, quick question. So this is slang that you use, but these slangs sound more like your idioms or frases hechas and so on. So, because for us, that's not necessarily the same thing. Is that the same for you guys?
What do you mean?
So, for instance, I like how we say like, "Oh, what's up, son?" Or like, "What to do, man?" Like those aren't idioms for us. Those are just that's slang talk for us.
Yeah, it's a slang.
But these are phrases that you're saying.
Yeah, but they're slangs. They're not considered refranes or anything like that.
So, for instance, I would say the way you guys use tío is a slang. It's not necessarily a phrase.
Pues esto igual.
Pues
¿Qué me
no,
estás
no,
contando?
no,
Eso-
no es igual.
Sí, es igual.
Yo sé que haces a usar, vale. You feel like it's the same, pero en mis ojos, no.
Yeah, but you are not the detective and approval of Spanish slang, so it doesn't matter what your ojos
I
say.
will buy a hat and pipe and be the detective of Spanish. Continue.
¿Qué vas a estar, Dabuti?
What?
Vale. Dabuti,
The booty?
it's a word.
The booty.
No. Dabuti is a word that we use a lot in Madrid. And I don't know, whoever is watching us from other provincias of Spain, let us know if you like used to say this. Because I remember when I moved to Murcia, and this was 1994, in school nobody said Dabuti.
And what does it mean?
It's like, oh, that's cool. That's like, but that's like an extra level of being cool. Like, oh, that's like fucking awesome. But without cursing, like, Dabuti, like, cool.
Dabuti?
Dabuti.
That doesn't sound like it's cool. Like this dabuti. It sounds like a program or like a bad pill or something that you have to take. Oh yeah, you know, he had a cold. He has to take the pill, the dabuti pill. Like it sounds like voodoo almost. Like that doesn't sound like.
Well,
cool.
that's what it is.
You know what? I will go back to wow. I'll go back to. I'll even accept.
No, pero Dabuti no es wow. Dabuti
I
es.
will even accept.
Mola
what's the other one?
mazo. Ooh, that's another one. Mola mazo.
Mola
Mazo is
The
like
mallet?
a hammer, like a
mallet.
mallet. So when you say mola mazo, and again, this is very from Madrid, it's like it's really cool. It's like awesome.
A
like,
mallet and
Mola.
what is mola?
Molar. What is the translation in English? Molar is something that is very cool. Like it's like, what would be the verb in English for that?
Don't say we don't have the word. I already proved we have a lot of.
Shut up. So mola mazo is to be cool as a mullet.
As a mallet,
Mullet.
like you're the hammer or something. Like
Yeah. Mola mazo. So mola mazo, Dabuti, like that's really cool. Like that's awesome. That's the thing.
I don't know. Like you know, I don't get it. I don't. But I understand that for Spanish, like one either has to rhyme, but like does this come from anything? Is this a real word or is it just like a slang term?
It's a slang. I don't think that it has ever been approved by the RAE.
Did you get this from somewhere? Did someone just make it up or?
There's a theory that suggests that Dabuten and its variants comes from Del Caló, which is the Gypsy language. So That's what it says here, okay? There is another theory about the Italian cheer. Other theory connects the expression with an event during the coronation of Amadeo de Savoia. It is told that the king brought wine from a winery in Italy called Dabuti.
Dabuti.
And the box lost, and they tried to substitute for another one. Then when the people understood the explication, they thought that dabuti was an expression, an Italian expression that means magnificent. So it either comes from the Italians or from the gypsies. But it means very good. Cool.
It means cool.
Awesome. Dabuti.
Ya te digo, Rodrigo.
Ya te digo, Rodrigo.
Yeah, that's like...
And I'm guessing Rodrigo is not actually there. It's just for it to rhyme.
Rodrigo is missing in action.
I'm guessing that because you just have to find something that rhymes with it, right?
Yes.
Yo no
Como
sé.
hola caracola.
Hola,
Hola Mariola.
Yeah.
Ya te digo, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
¿Qué nivel, Maribel?
Go ahead.
You learned that one too. ¿Qué nivel, Maribel? You had learned that before.
Sí.
What a level, Maribel.
See, I realize that you guys just make things up. This is why I'm changing Spanish for myself. This is why I use like necesitar. I changed that for me.
You don't say necesitamos.
I don't say necesitamos. I don't say necesitas or necesito. I just say nes in the ending. Nesto, nestas, nestamos, nesta, nestais.
Nobody's going to understand you like that.
Everybody will. They know what I mean. Chachi Piruli, Juan Pelotillas. Pelotillas?
Little balls.
Yes. And what is Chachi Piruli?
Remember the other video I showed you, Pasáselo Chachi?
Yeah.
Was Chachi Piruli.
And what is it?
Chachi Piruli is the long version of Chachi. Chachi Piruli, like, really good. So Chachi Piruli, Juan Pelotillas is, oh, that's good. Let's go for it.
How is that good? You're saying Juan's little balls.
It's just because it rhymes. It's not because Juan has little balls.
Nah.
Juan has little balls? Are you crazy? Juan Pelotilla. A pelotilla also can be a lint. That's a pelotilla. Doesn't mean little balls. It could be a lint. It's Juan Lint.
So Juan's lint is really good.
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean? Regardless of how you try to figure it out, Juan's little balls, Juan's little lint is good. There's no meaning to it. There's no reason should be a slang. One, it doesn't even rhyme.
But it sounds good.
It does not sound good.
Chachipiruli.
Chachipiruli is fine, but Juan
Juan
Pelotillas?
Pelotillas.
No.
Nánanos, que esta noche, carricoche.
Esta noche, caricoche.
Carricoche is a baby stroller.
This night, baby stroller.
But again, it's because it rhymes. It has nothing to do with babies. So don't start like...
If you already see it, I don't need to say it. It's a problem.
You're a problem.
Esta noche, caricoche.
Yeah. Like it's going to be lit tonight.
The baby stroller?
It's no baby.
So it's going to be lit. I'm bringing the baby stroller. No baby inside. I'm bringing the stroller. It's going to be lit. No.
You're crazy.
Oh my gosh. Esta noche, carico.
Con esto y un bizcocho, hasta mañana a las 8.
I know bizcocho. Me gusta bizcocho.
Vale. Con esto.
Pero hasta mañana a las 8?
Con esto. The whole sentence is con esto.
Oh, con esto.
Y un bizcocho hasta mañana a las 8.
And what does that mean?
That's a way of saying bye.
Are you telling me not only does it take 30 minutes to just, and more, to say goodbye, but you have to have a long-ass freaking sentence to also say bye? That's why it takes 30 minutes. Because you got to add all these damn expressions. That is not a slang. That is a phrase.
Mira, con esto y un bizcocho hasta mañana a las 8
I could have left already.
Is the same
Bye.
thing.
Adios. Hasta luego. Ta luego. Whichever one you want to use. All that, what is it? Contesto un bizcocho?
Con esto.
Con esto.
Con esto.
Oh, with this bizcocho.
With this. And a bizcocho.
Oh my gosh.
Hasta mañana.
I don't need all those things to say bye.
Hasta mañana a las 8.
Do you see what problem? Do you see the problem?
Okay, I have a shorter one for you.
Go.
Me piro, vampiro.
That's not short enough. Adios is perfect.
No, me piro.
Me piro.
Vampiro. I leave vampire.
I leave vampire?
Yes. Me piro, vampiro.
And that means bye, right?
Sí.
Why does that?
I'm leaving.
Is the sun coming up or something? Is that what you say it? I'm leaving. There's the sunrise. That makes sense because that's how long you're going to be in a conversation when you run into somebody. You're going to sit there in the middle of the night as a vampire, talking and talking and talking, and you realize, oh shit, the sun's coming up. I gotta go. We've been out here for 8 hours just talking for no reason. This is why I don't have vampire movies here in Spain. You have too much sun. That's the problem.
Well, after our video of the urban legends, I read a comment from somebody. I'm sorry that I don't remember all your names, guys, but I really have a bad memory. But somebody left I really do. But somebody left a comment saying that there was in Barcelona the urban legend of a woman that used to steal kids and suck their blood, and she became the vampiresa de Barcelona. So there are vampire stories in Spain. We're not gonna go into that, but
can I just make one more thing? Kids. Again.
Pero this is like Cleopatra. This is like Cleopatra that they said that she will like bathe into, what was it? Milk, baby goat milk.
Why y'all gotta do this to the kids? Do you watch our vampire movies? Do you see them attacking kids? No. They go after adults.
Because your censorship goes up to that extreme.
It's not the censorship. Why would I want...
We only have stories. We don't do them. Can you say the same thing about over there?
How'd you get the stories?
Amber Alert.
How'd you get the stories?
By looking at
Mr.
the US.
Sacco? How'd you get the stories?
Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco, or should I say Mr. Coconut?
Coconut, no, el coco.
El Coco.
A ver, let's see if there's another one, because I don't remember. No.
Estoy listo, Calisto. Okay.
Ya estoy listo.
Calisto.
Calisto.
It rhymes. Calisto is a name of a guy.
Yes.
Ya estoy listo, Calisto. I'm ready, Calisto.
Yeah, but see, you would use a person that is smart or that's someone that is always ready for something like that.
Ya estoy listo, I'm ready. Calisto.
So, for instance, we have something like, if we're talking about how good of a friend you are, like how long we've been friends, we'll say something like, oh, we go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac.
4 flats and a Cadillac, like the tire flat?
Yes.
Like you have rolled so much that your
No, because Cadillacs
flat.
always had flat tires.
Oh, really?
It was a lot, but also because...
So you were bad friends?
It's not that it's like flat tires, because back then in the day, Cadillacs was always the first cars to get robbed and tires was always stolen. So that's how it always go. And they also have bad tires. But still, that's not the point. The point is that that's how far back we go. And so I think there's one too. I can't remember the other one. My mom taught me this one. This is how old it is. Something about like peas and carrots or something like that. I can't remember the way it goes.
I do know one peas and carrots.
Something
Something peas and carrots.
Yeah. I can't remember the phrase, but it's something like that. But those are the kind of things we would say like, but it has a point. We're not just using some random just to make it rhyme. It actually has the origin.
So what do you think about this one?
I think this one again just...
No, this one.
Okay, Mackey.
Okay, Makey?
Okay, Mackey.
Okay, Mackey? Like for us, it's like okie dokie. I'm guessing.
It's the same thing.
I don't know what a dokie is, so you got me on this one, okay?
Mackey.
You get one.
Dokie and Mackey is the same.
You get one. You got me on this one. I don't know what a dokie is. I would love to know if you guys still use these slangs or phrases.
Yeah, and there's tons, like, believe me, like these things just like will come out. Like we would just say things that rhyme, so people like will start using them. So I'm sure there's tons of them, and I'm sure that people's gonna leave them in the comments.
Like I remember like growing up as a kid, like we had tons of things we say, but like as the slang goes, like I would only use them with friends that's like my age that I've kind of grown up with. Like I wouldn't use it with someone that I don't know.
We wouldn't tell our parents, no te enteras contreras. Because back in our days, that will end into a slap.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like, even in groups of friends, let's say we didn't grow up together and we might still be the same age, I probably still wouldn't use the slang with you. Like that, it's
we would.
It's certain, like you have to be in the area, obviously, because the slang I'm from our 90s, I'm from Brooklyn, so our slang is different than the Bronx slang. And even though we're
same thing here, like Dabute something or Mola Mazo is something like very from Madrid. It's like it's really hard to hear this.
But if I don't know you, even though you're my age group, that's why I wouldn't use the slang with you. Until even if I find out that you're from Brooklyn, then I gotta test your Brooklynness, see how much of a Brooklynite you are, that you know the slang. If you don't know the slang, then I know you're not cut from the same cloth, you know? You're
not
nobody.
from the same
you know?
area.
That's it. No,
You're not a 917.
718.
No, I know. It's just because of our joke.
Yes, you in the 917. But no, that's the thing though. Like growing up as a kid, if you didn't know the slang, and I don't know if
You were out, yeah.
Yeah,
like
you were outcast.
You were out, yeah.
And if you didn't know how to use it, you were also an outcast.
Yeah.
Like you
but
can't.
see, the thing is that we talk so much here in Spain.
Yeah, so you can't.
And we
miss
spend
that.
so much time outside. Like I know we recorded that video about all the like sweets and like bad stuff that we ate when we were kids. But remember, we lived in the streets as kids. We were running. Like we didn't. Up until my age, and I think this is another good topic for another video. Up until my age, technology was non-existent when I was a kid. Like we had these stores with video games when I was in my teens. But before that, we were playing in the streets. We were el pilla pilla. Like we were playing constantly.
Must be nice. Must be nice. My streets were a little bit different. When you could run into somebody that also knows that slang and speak, it's just like, you know, it's right there, like my brother right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think like a comparison is when we did the video of the things that we ate when we were kids. Like all the comments, it made me so happy because when I was having that bocado of the butter with the sugar and you were making faces and I was like I literally like travel back in time and then seeing all the comments from people saying, oh my God, thank you for making this video. Like you literally like awaken a part of me that it was sleep and things like that.
I want you to know. You sound like a white girl right now.
Why?
I literally like.
I'm Olive.